Okay, this. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the 9:30 call. It is like magic. 9:33 is the we started that kind of at the beginning so that people wouldn't feel rushed to get there at 9:30. So you'll also notice if your Zoom updated, there's a little bit of a different look. Oh my gosh, Brian Dixon, that's such a good idea. We need a theme song, an opening theme song. All right, that'll have to be a whole 9:30 call crowds. I mean, Leslie Baker. I say Leslie Baker would give us an excellent theme song, I think. One of our questions was, what would your walk up song be if you played for the Red Sox? I don't even remember what the song was, Leslie, but you had a stellar answer.
You're making me laugh. It's about damn time.
That's right. Well, good morning as folks are joining. Today is our final meet and greet with our Advocacy Network folks. And as you can imagine, to get 13 people's schedules to line up for the dates is a challenge. And so we're so excited to have Alannah with us this morning, and as well as our many members of the Cohort 4, which started last September. We will have our reception for reflection in August. So we are more than halfway through, almost at the end of the Advocacy Network. And as you know, we have each of the network participants come on the 9:30 call to tell us a little bit about them, the project that they're working on. And as we were planning for this, we also realized that some of the Advocacy Network participants came on much earlier and now have a different perspective, especially on their project. So I'm going to start with Alannah and ask the opening question, and then we're going to invite other folks to join us as well. So, Alannah, welcome. As you know, our first question for all 9:30 callers is for you to tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be in your current role, and then we'll talk a little bit about your experience in the Advocacy Network.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy, for the chance to be here and share a little about my professional journey and my project in strategy for children. I am Alannah. I am from Brazil, and I have been living in Massachusetts for 10 years. I studied education in Brazil and also took a course in psychoanalysis. Um,
Psychology, yep.
yeah, I'm sorry, the pronunciation.
Nope, no sorries.
Um, yeah, when I come to US, I learned about the family child care by friends, and this system don't happen in Brazil, and it was very new for me, but I really like the idea, and I love that small children could grow and learn in home settings
Yeah,
with a care that fits their needs. Um, I really believe that emotional part of early childhood is very important, and this kind of care helps with that. And 2 years after, I start my own business, and today I am a family child care provider too. Um, and 1 year ago, I started with coach for the Region 3 in Lawrence by the community group where I can help other educators, Portuguese speakers, to improve your programs and looking for best quality for that.
so you have these dual roles as a family child. You have a family child care, and now as a coach.
Yeah.
And can you tell us kind of what brought you to the Advocacy Network?
Um, Shana Tricky, that I think she was part for the second cohort
I think that's
or
right. Yep.
third, yeah. And she told me about this opportunity, and she said, "Oh, I think it's a good fit for you." So she encouraged me to apply, and I did it. And now I'm here using my voice to learn and to grow and to help and make a difference.
And can you talk a little bit about what the experience? So this is our largest cohort. We have 13 folks from across the state. And as we were imagining the model, we really did want it to be people who were in a cohort, finding people, finding colleagues, and recommending them to build kind of like little teams of advocacy network participants across the state. So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience? And we know that there's been a strong representation of Portuguese speakers in this cohort, but tell us a little bit about how it's been to be part of this network.
Um, okay, my project, sorry. My project, when I start to the project in the Advocacy for Children,
Yeah,
uh, the only thing that I knew was what is most important for me on the field. So I take that to use my voice to try help educators in this point.
right,
And my goal is help educators take care of themselves emotionally so they can better care for the children. Um, Many people who works with children had difficult to experience as kids, and sometimes they didn't feel heard or loved. It's not just only traumas, but when you was a kid, sometimes the way that you feel the word can be a trigger for you in the future.
right.
And this can make it hard to stay calm when you work with children and children act out. Uh, because educators, they know what to do, but emotions get in the way. And
Absolutely. I
yeah,
think everyone on this call has an experience where you may have been in a situation arguing with a 3-year-old. And how do you think about, what are you bringing to this?
yeah, because all the wounds and emotional triggers come up, especially when you stressful moments.
Right,
And that's why emotional self-awareness is so important in your work. And this is the point that I advocate. So my projects invite educators to look inside, to understand their own feelings, and to be kind to their inner child. And because when we do this, we can better understand the children in our care. We stop seeing behavior as bad, and
right,
instead we see it as a communication. And is not just about training and tools, it's about being emotionally aware. I believe that when educators feel stronger inside, children benefit too. And in the end, everything starts with connection. So when you are connected to ourselves, we can truly connect with others. And that is where real learning and healing begin. So this is the point that I really, really advocate for. Look to educators that I can reach out the child.
right. We often hear from advocacy network participants that kind of to have the time to have the community of the cohort, but then to have some like time, with Titus and Jayleese, not homework necessarily, but the time to dedicate to think more about a project. Have you found that having the time to to think about this has helped you maybe have you've been able to think about things in a different way?
Uh, the team it's amazing and the change experience it's very grateful for us to reflect about everything and sometimes we can change our own mindset about what are you working for and
What have you changed your mind about maybe something that
It's
you've
not
talked
exact,
about?
it's not exactly change, but
Yeah.
in the process for the project, you can see some things that's not happening
Right.
as you wait for. So you need change. Oh, how can I help before that? Because we have
Right.
a big issue and it's not easy to solve. It's hard. So every time that you try to make better, you can find some obstacles in your way. So you need to reflect again and change with your others to try the better way that you can help or make it work better.
I think that's right. And I think we know that folks, especially folks who are working every day directly with children and families, it's hard to t reflect and have time and not be in mode and not going from one thing to the other, constantly. And kind of what you said in the beginning about taking care of yourself, which we often know that we put ourselves at the bottom of the list. We're taking care of all the children and families and then our own, children and families and thinking about that. So as always, please show some love and appreciation to Alannah and the other Advocacy Network participants as we get people ready to come on the 9:30 call. Most people who come on the 9:30 call, even if they listened every day, get nervous. All of a sudden when I'm talking to you and you're not just listening. We've seen people with all levels of experience talking get nervous. So Alana, I just want to acknowledge that everybody feels this way. And speaking of overcoming obstacles, you being here today is, just incredible. And I'm so glad that we have this opportunity to hear more from you. Anything else you want to talk a little bit about your experience, about your coaching? What else would you want to share with us?
Especially about my project, no, I am doing. It's like a child books, but it's not for child, it's for educators, for adults.
Uh-huh.
It's a kind to try to break some barriers, and adults can be more reflexive about your own feelings. This is my project on
Yeah.
time. And about my experience as a coach, it's a great opportunity to take my voice and my experience and my skills uh, for others. And for me, this is a great way to empower my leadership and reach out more than just my 10 kids on my family child care. Because if I can help educators, the educator can help 10 kids and other 10. And so I can spread good modeling. So I'm very adapted to the positive modeling, education, respectful education, and everywhere I go,
Yeah.
I spread that.
Well, and when Titus, we were first thinking about the Advocacy Network, one of the things Titus often said was like, what was it, Titus? Teach one, each one, teach one. That
Reach
this
and teach.
reach and teach, this model of, yes, we can only let in X amount of, folks into the Advocacy Network, but this ripple effect is so powerful. And I think, especially where we have seen coaching evolve, before coaching was an extra or a nice to have, we've seen it built in so many different ways. And to think about that power. We also think about and talk a lot about what does advocacy mean? And advocacy is not just going to the state house and talking to elected officials. Advocacy is doing what you are doing, like, use modeling good behavior, not good behavior, modeling how you solve problems, how you teach people, how you give other people resources, exactly what you talked about. That is advocacy too. So I think we have learned so much at Strategies for Children is like how we define advocacy, because sometimes that word causes people to think about one way, that there's only one way to do that. And we know that that's not true. So I would invite other Advocacy Network Cohort 4 members, who I see here. I'm sure there are some alum as well. But maybe reflect on what Alannah has shared so far, or give us an update on your projects. So I know, anybody want to share anything else or maybe a little bit more about the network. How does it feel to have this cohort? Everyone starts getting a little sad and nervous as we get toward the end, imagining what you'll do without the cohort. But anybody want to share?
I can
And
share.
Teresa? Sure,
Yeah.
great.
Um, just talking about a little bit about what Alana said, I think it's very important. Um, and recently I had a PLC with some participants, and we talked about that, the importance of taking care of ourselves, and then we're able to provide better care for the children. And we're in a time where we do everything. We're like split into different responsibilities. And then at the end of the day, we're like, oh my gosh, the day is over.
Right.
So it is important. It is important. And her project is very, it's very needy too. Like we really need it because we often take participate in trainings about improving our program and everything,
Yep.
but what about ourselves? Like taking time for ourselves and so that's really powerful what she's working on. And as far as the advocacy network is, I think we learned so much and we can apply it on every area of our lives. Like speaking in public, like approaching to important people, in a way that you're not like intimidating the person or you're not shy. And I think it's just like voicing what you believe in a respectful manner,
Mm-hmm.
so I
Yeah.
learned a lot. So
We always have a representative or a senator come, and we recently had Representative Andy Vargas from Haverhill come, and to see, Advocacy Network participants prep. They had questions ready to go. He was supposed to be there for 20 minutes. He ended up staying close to an hour. With his two kids and puppy waiting for him downstairs. He said he got everything ready. So I think right, like that balance of, I want to talk to you about something. I want to be respectful of it, but just, that's really important to learn and to practice. Everybody has to practice that. Everybody can feel intimidated and nervous to go talk to somebody, but so thanks for that, Anna Teresa. Other Advocacy Network participants, any reflections, Maribel?
Yes, hi everybody. It's really important what we're talking today, and Alannah, I appreciate your voice, and I strongly believe we all have a story to share. We are a testimony of faith and be brave and love, and it is crucial that we take care of ourselves. We take care of our bodies. We listen what our body's telling us. We take a good rest and good eating, and all of that. It goes to self love, and also surround ourselves with good friends that will help us uplift and see what we have to offer. And that what the advocacy network has been for me, to be surrounded with great educators and great people that are ready to listen, ready to support, to give ideas, to to cheer each other. That's why we're here today. Cohort 4 is here for Alannah to show our support and our love. It has been an amazing group of people. We have learned so much, and we had the opportunity to also, like you mentioned, Amy, advocate with the officials, but at the same time talk with each other and learn from one another. And that's where my project comes into place. Like Alannah was saying, and have that voice and keep sharing to others.
Right.
My project is Hispanas Amigas, and it's a growing community founded in October, right when I started my advocacy time. And is the purpose to create a safe and supportive and inspiring space for Hispanic immigrant women in Massachusetts. And we began, as Alannah was mentioning, to self-care and love each other and learn about our inner child. But now it's a movement that we want to connect in friendship and faith and growth and personal development. So I'm really happy to keep working on this. And May 19th, we are officially a nonprofit. So I'm really happy to have been surrounded with this woman that has given me that power to keep working on it.
Thanks so much, Maribel. And Jasmine, I saw that you are here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that my cohort 4 is here. And one reflection I have about this cohort is the community that we have created. And not only between the cohort number 4, but with previous cohorts. We have been able to connect with other people that are doing this advocacy work from different parts of the state. And our projects are an impact to the community, but also we notice that the work that we are doing, other people are also going to that path. So if we collaborate with each other, I think this will be stronger. And when we advocate, our voices will be stronger than alone. So
Right.
I really love these strategies for children network, advocacy network. And it has been a wonderful experience for me. I really love the instructors, JLC, Titus, Neri, even that we met once a month. The other office hours, they were there to
Yep.
support us, and not only with advocacy, but also with things that we were doing on our sites, like how can
Right.
we implement those in our advocacy, and how can we share those, like in Instagram, all the work that we are doing every day. So thank you very much to Strategies for Children for this opportunity.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Jasmine.
miss you.
We still have time together. Edna, I see you're here off mute. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to share how also it's been a wonderful to learn so much with in this group, and the importance of reaching for help, and how I need to do, and we need to do that more often to develop that relationship, not only with people in our community, but in society too. And um, and to come to the realization that you cannot do everything, even though you want to put your hands into everything with that urge to help everyone. But
Right.
but if you plant little seeds and then let other people take care of those seeds, that's that's advocacy as well. And you give
That's
the
right.
tools for the people to go and flourish, even though you may not do everything. But if you promote that and you push that, that's you feel good with yourself and your conscience.
I think Edna brings up a really, and Jasmine too. So we've learned from the Advocacy Network, and like once a month was not enough. We only have an hour and a half, and it's kind of balanced with guest speakers and share outs from our members. But we've now created office hours where folks can come, drop in, talk about either their project or something else that they're working on. And so it's usually a smaller group. There's not an agenda. I see Harold is bringing some cohort 3 energy to the chat. And I think as Titus said, we'll have 42 alum after cohort 4. I put the information in chat about Advocacy Network. And so we hope you can join us on August 12th. Titus, I'll go to you for a minute if you want to share anything more about that. And then Alannah, I'm going to come back to you for a final word. So Titus, anything else you would share?
Well, we love getting together in person too. And so we try to make those opportunities happen throughout the year. Even if it's not for the whole group, we will say, oh, we're going to be at the State House today, or there's a conference this day. Who can attend? Recently, several of our advocates and alumni were at Playtopia, and many of you on the call as well. So we did a little blog because we wanted to feature the photos that they took. Mary Bell took several of these photos and others did too. But yeah, it's great when people can get together in person. A few of us were at the Boston Children's Hospital, a grantee convening. Funding for this advocacy network is provided by Boston Children's Collaboration for Community Health. So Elizabeth, Mary Bell, and Danielle and I were in Roxbury last Tuesday for that. It was wonderful to see them in person. So I'm excited for the future with more alumni and then cohort 5. You can click the link above in the chat. I put the link for our website, which has the cohort 5 information and application.
Thanks, Titus. So Alannah, here we are at 9:59. Anything, what's your final word? What's the last thing you want to share with us this morning?
Yeah, I just would like to say thank you for all and for the team. This group give me tools, support, and a voice, and it's helped me a lot to speak up for children, families, and educators. And for me, it was a way to grow, and not only as a professional, but also as a person. And I understood that my history matters and that I can be part of a real change. And I would like to live for others that maybe can start this journey in strategy for children for the next cohort. If you care about early childhood and want to make a difference, this is a great opportunity and place to start your process.
Alannah, I think you just created our new marketing tool for cohort 5. Um, I added in the chat to please show some 9:30 call love and appreciation for Alannah and the other members. And we send everybody the chat. So thank you to everybody who's already added a message. If you hadn't had a chance to just add, we also often say that we get the inspiration we didn't know that we needed here in the 9:30 call. I know that I certainly did this morning, and just we so appreciate I think what Alannah said, like it's a good start to come and learn, and not just as a professional, but as a person. And how do we help create these environments that people feel safe to take risks, to learn something new? We often talk about getting out of your comfort zone with scaffolding. So maybe you don't go testify in Congress as your first, episode of advocacy, that there are so many steps and so many ways to practice and to become informed. I think yes, we are providing kind of the facilitation and the kind of the structure, but we learn so much from each other in the network. And so just really want to appreciate that kind of learning, which we really value, and we've seen the power of that, as well as our alum. We try to think about how do we connect network participants and alum to opportunities. So if you are planning an event and you need a panelist or you need a content expert, please connect with us, because now we have a bank of 42 folks who are, ready to go, and incredible representatives of the work that they're doing with young children and families and with other adults. So thank you, Alannah. I'm so glad that other members of the cohort were able to join. We've never had kind of a final wrap up. So cohort 4, again, leading the way and helping us think differently about how we're doing things. So tomorrow, we hope you can join us back on the call. We'll hear from Daniela from the Alliance for Early Success. And then Strategies for Children is closed on Thursday, June 19th, and we won't have a call on Friday. Thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Yay. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good job, Alannah.
Yes, we'll send you all
Yeah.
the chat.
That was great. Thank you, Alannah.
Thanks, Aunt. Great to see you.
Yes, thanks, Amy.